What's going on, everybody? Check out this clip from the Pre-Patch Podcast. Palworld, it's on the screen. Let's talk about it. We have all except for Bill have been playing this. And you're watching Scruffy's gameplay. This is the Steam version, correct? Not the
Steam version now. Yeah, because fuck the Xbox Game Pass version.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They patched it.
But did they bring it up to?
I don't think it's not the same version.
It's not. No, it's not the same. It's never going to be the same version. It's always going to be the console version.
Yeah.
That's so dumb. Well, then how are they going to make it to where?
Well, let's explain to the audience what exactly we're talking about before we just start flaming one version of the game.
Unless you've lived under a rock over the last year, or not year, over the last week.
Yeah.
Palworld has come out, and Palworld is a survival light. I'm not going to call it a survival game because it's a survival light creature capturing Factorio style game.
And essentially, it's like ARK with Pokemon.
Yeah,
it's the easiest way to describe it.
Pokemon skins.
I don't even think. I don't. Yeah, I mean, with catchable creatures.
No, that's dinosaurs.
That is legitimately what it is. It's ARK with a Pokemon skins.
Yeah. I don't want to say Pokemon skins because I don't think it's fair to pals to say Pokemon skins.
Wow.
In very easily describable terms for somebody new looking upon it.
For the layman, for somebody that has never looked at the game.
It's not actually Pokemon, and we'll probably get into that too later. Yeah.
But anyway, it's a survival game. It's very light on the survival. You have food, you have cold. That's about it. There's really nothing that you have to sit there and worry about. It's not an in-depth survival game. But anyway, it came out kind of out of the. I mean, we all knew it was coming, but I don't think we knew it was coming this soon. I think we all still thought it was going to be a little while before it came out, and then all of a sudden it was just like, oh hey, it's dropping, in a week, and so we all started to play it on the Game Pass version because it is on Game Pass. It is free, but if you're going to play that, you're going to get the Xbox version, and there is a drastic difference between the Xbox version and the Game Pass version and the Steam version, and they cannot play together.
And none of
which
was
not was not actually like stated anywhere that it was a different version or that there was no cross.
And so when they might have
stated that there was no
crossplay out of early access, but it's just not there yet.
Yeah, and they have stated the stuff after the fact, but before it, we're all going into it blind, thinking, hey, we're going to get this game on Game Pass, try it out, see if we like it and everything, and play it from there. Well, we all found out real quick, some of us had it on Steam, some of us were playing on Game Pass, and wait, why can't we close the game? There's no quit menu button. Wait, why are we crafting differently? Wait, why is all this stuff different from how it is on Steam?
Even changing your name, it doesn't prompt you to change your name on the Xbox version. At least the one we played.
Everybody on the Xbox was like player 601 or whatever somebody was. It was just really weird. So we were confused, and upon our theory crafting and digging, we came to the conclusion that it's not the same build that they uploaded to Steam, and thus no crossplay, no this.
So
no that.
I'll give you, and this is my tinfoil hat theory, and this is a theory that I think predominantly most of us kind of agree with. Granted, that's all it is. It's a theory. I'm not stating that this is fact or anything like that. But my theory is that they wanted to give an inferior product to the free to play version, aka the Steam, or not the Steam, the Xbox Game Pass version, to force people to because you're gonna be just like us. There's gonna be certain members of your friends group that are gonna buy it on Steam. And they're going to play it on Steam and be like, "Oh shit, there's no crossplay," and then they're going to sit there and tell you about what they've been playing on Steam, and you're going to look at it like, "Well, what the fuck? I don't have a quick quit button. I can't change my name.
Literally.
that was the part that fucking nailed me. Was like, there's literally no way to quit the game, or there wasn't. There wasn't up until they updated it yesterday.
We're talking the first week of it being out.
The
It's
only
so
way to
man.
quit the game was to Alt F4 essentially out of the game, and that's just not how to handle it. So my entire like tinfoil hat theory is they wanted to give as bad of an experience on the quote unquote free version to force people to go to Steam and purchase the game. And it was effective because they've sold like 9 million copies or some shit
Yep.
like that. They're
My
like one of the highest grossing fucking games on Steam right now.
my tinfoil hat theory is that this is also partial ploy by Microsoft to show that Xbox Game Pass does not prevent people from buying games and doesn't actually hurt game purchasing.
I
I
just
don't know
think
about
that
that.
they
It's
basically were
possible.
like,
It is very possible.
Yeah.
I think that they were like, this
Because
is
Xbox has been toting that big time that even though this has been on Game Pass, it's still selling extremely well.
yeah. My feeling is that I don't think this was actually going to originally be a Game Pass thing. I think that honestly, I think that it was
That's
kind of a
very possible,
last minute decision to be like, oh,
Just
you know what?
throw
Let's
it
put
in
this
there,
on
toss
Game
it in there.
Pass. And then they were like, it's going to take a lot longer to get the Steam version up, so just put the Xbox version on and let's move forward.
Yeah.
You know,
Very, very. And another big reason too is why you would want to play on the Steam version. Further pushing you forward to that one is dedicated servers are not a thing or creatable on the Xbox Game Pass version. When it came out, it might be changed now. I don't know about that one
I don't
actually.
think so. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
exactly
it's still locked to only 4-player co-op on Game Pass version, right?
I don't know.
I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah.
But
I don't think they
still
have dedicated
just
servers yet.
speaking on the first week of it being out, dedicated servers weren't a thing. So obviously, if you want to play more than just 4 of your friends, which like we have a 16 slot server now, that's just not possible on the Game Pass version. So
Here's what I do want to talk. I want to spend some time actually talking about is the game itself, and we're going to get into the controversy because right after this we go into news, which is going to be literally about Palworld for a good section of it. But here's people that are that if you look at this and are like, oh, Pokemon, right? Like or again like you know game capturing Temtem stuff like. That's not this. Like you need to very much understand like this is more of, like we said, ARK, but it's more of just kind of like I would almost relate it to a closer to a Factorio style, where the objective is you get these pals to then, you know, basically make them indentured servants to do things for you
That's
inside
putting
of
it nicely.
yeah, well, unless you're gonna butcher them. You know, to then put them to work inside of your farm or area that you're building, and then you find more pals. You go out questing, and that's the loop, right? You just kind of keep progressing up and up and up through that. This is not like your typical. I'm gonna go capture Pokemon or pals, and then I'm gonna go, do a gym badge or battle other people right now. That's not in this version. I will say
to an extent, like the main bosses of the actual game are essentially
raids,
gym leaders.
Or not raids,
They're essentially
dungeons.
the gym leader battles that you would have, and they are pretty tough. They are extremely tough. I finally took down the first syndicate tower, and it was not easy at all. Like they were extremely rough.
But I mean, it's still not like
good.
Again, Pokemon is
it's
a
not a
turn-based style game.
The Dark Souls of Pokemon.
You know,
Kinda,
I mean, this is like I want to hit on why, because here's the thing, like the game's got jank, it's got issues, it's not perfect by any means.
It's also early access.
Yeah, it's an early access game, but I'll tell you right now, like it's sweeping the world. 9 million copies sold. It's fun. It's a fun fucking
it's actually
game to
really
play.
enjoyable.
Like
it's not like I didn't think that I was going to enjoy it as much as I did.
I didn't think so either.
I've spent, I think I'm at like 52 some odd hours in the last week.
Yeah,
of playing the game, and I'm not bored yet. I mean, I'm starting to get there. It's getting to the point where I'm just like, okay, well, yeah, I really all I have now to do is just do the syndicate battles. I've got one of my pals that's I've got him pumped up a pretty good bit on damage and everything like that, to where he's pretty much two-shotting most things, but. That's the loop of these kinds of games. That's the loop of ARK, right? Our ARK's biggest thing is pump as much into one dinosaur as you can, and then let the rest of them sit at back at base and gather materials and shit for you. So
yeah, but I mean, it's and they do the right thing of just kind of throwing you in, and there's pals walking around. They don't really teach you too much except for, hey, go grab this, and go grab a pal and then start. Like you're just kind of thrown into this world.
There's a small tutorial, but it
it's
really it stops at the first like actual syndicate dungeon, and after that it's just like you're on your own pretty much. And it's what I'll give it is, I mean, first of all, game is operational, which is a big thing to say about games launching nowadays, especially like day one. Like there was no real server queues, downtime, anything like that. Like the game, it works in that sense. I'm not going to deny there is jank to it, of course, like we have stated, but just the fact that we can all hop on a server and play, albeit there's some lag spikes, there's some server crashes every once in a while on the server side of things. It still is playable. So I'll give it that. And the game is not lacking yet in the content department. Getting there, but still they start you off with a decent amount of content to keep you in it. 50 levels of full like progression, and it's called technology, of where you just unlock all your base stuff, your new weapons, your PAL unique items to like be able to like ride them, use them as weapons, other stuff like that, gliders, all sorts of things. It gets ridiculous too. I mean, you could literally have a little monkey jump on your head and pull out a little machine gun and be
not
a
just
turret for
not
you.
just not just that. Like the one that I have currently that I'm pumping all my resources into.
Yeah.
One of his PAL special equipment is you can attach 2 rocket launchers to his shoulders.
Yeah.
And that's the PAL ability, and I just walk around shooting shit with the 2 rocket launchers.
Have you seen the penguin rocket launcher too, where you load the penguin in there and it shoots?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
ridiculous.
It's goofy, man. Like this game is
that's
goofy.
Part of its
like
charm.
if you're look, it is. Like if you're looking for something that's like a little bit more serious, probably not the best option for you. But
if you're looking for something that's
fun
unique
goofy,
and no other game has done before, this has got it. I mean, this is finally a unique.
Yeah,
game.
I mean, I don't know if I'd say it's never done before. It's just combining a lot of different things.
The combination has never been done before, is what I'm saying. Obviously it takes from a lot of other games. No game doesn't do that anymore. But
it's kind of like, I'll equate it to. I mean, I don't want to. It's kind of, I don't know if I mean, saying like Reese's peanut butter cups. It's like the first person to be like, oh, I wonder if peanut butter and chocolate go well together, and they just kind of threw it in. And you're like, holy shit! Not to say that it's as good as that, but I'm just saying it's equatable, right? And there are some people in chat that are saying like, they think they see it as a flash in the pan, and you may be right. It's all going to come down to how much they continue to progress and pump into the game, and not just stick in this situation, because we saw something like that with Valheim, right? Like Valheim came out, Valheim was fucking wildly successful, and they took forever to get content out. And this situation.
Well, I'll also state that like Valheim's gameplay loop was not really like, there was nothing to really do other than progress your base and kill bosses. Like at least with this, there's that aspect of like, got to catch them all. Don't want to get Nintendo on our ass, but like that's the whole idea. Is to like go out there, capture the Pokemon, find the special Pokemon, because there are shinies in the game. There's like special shiny. I think they call them alpha pals is what they call them, right?
I thought they were lucky, or
they're
lucky pals. Whatever
okay.
it is, they're basically shinies from the Pokemon universe. They're different, like larger and different looking versions of standard pals, right? But on top of that, like there's also like breeding. And
I was going to get into that too.
Like
the traits add a big dynamic too, because if you do run out of stuff to do and you want to like just maximize efficiency, you can go just trait hunting, because each pal comes with a random generated trait attached to them, which can be used for stuff inside of your base, say like logging proficiencies or mining proficiencies, or
that's what I did with my That's what I did with my flying mount. I spent like 2 days looking for the traits that I needed for my flying mount. And swiftness, motivational leader, runner, all those ones that kind of give you speed, better speed, and everything like that.
Exactly.
It was a good time. So
that's another thing that you can do in this game to preoccupy yourself if you are feeling like there's not as much stuff to do once you reach a certain point. But
to go back to what I was saying, like that's what one thing that this game has over like something like Valheim, whereas
Yeah.
like Valheim, the gameplay loop was progress yourself to a point that you can take on a boss, and then once you've taken on that boss, you need to progress yourself to the next one, right? This one, it's
Oh, am I
not
doing the
really a
exploit?
requirement. Oh, you're
I was about to
trying
ask
do
if
an
that exploit still
Yeah.
works.
This
but-
It is.
this
I think so.
this
Oh.
game, there's not really like that is a gameplay loop. Like you can do that, you can progress yourself enough to go to the next boss, but you could play the entire game and not even have to touch those bosses, as far as I can tell. Like
Yeah.
there's no
I mean, I've
there's
been
no
having
lock behind them, so
fun.
You can catch
what,
the bosses too, right?
Yeah.
You can catch them too. Yeah, I'm using one a lot in this video.
Yeah.
It's a big
Yep.
King Paka.
Uh,
I
I'm
like
having
the-
fun
like the raid
I'm talking
bosses,
about
like
this.
the-
I'm
raid
talking about the
bosses.
Syndicate Towers, the
Is
Syndicate
it?
Towers.
Do you,
There's
yeah, I guess there really is no reason to do those ones.
yeah,
is
there's no motivation to do it. Like,
and
the
those
quest
ones
doesn't lock you out.
you
so.
can't catch, but there is an exploit to catch them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, because I
Yeah.
did see somebody catching the chick
Oh,
with
like,
Yeah, there's-
the electric Pokemon.
Yeah, there's a way around it, and it exploits it to be able to catch it. Yeah, that won't last.
But what I was gonna say was like, I mean, I'm having fun. Just honestly, it's not that the world is super vibrant or super crazy or like, it doesn't feel like it. There's definitely some emptiness in some spots and areas, but I mean, I am having fun just exploring. Right? There's random chests that pop up that you go get. There's always I've been having a lot of just like, oh hey, like what's that? Let me go look at that. Let me go grab that egg. Let me go get this. Like let me go over there. Like kind of situation or random encounters where Pal will be screwing around trying to kill the syndicates and they're getting attacked, and there's just enough stuff to keep you occupied. The other nice thing about it too is that it also just like it's a relaxing game to play. Like it's just a very like, I'm gonna chill. Excuse me. I'm gonna throw on Palworld, sit at the couch on my Steam Deck, and just play Palworld. You know what I mean? Just like have a good time and just kind of, dick around.
It's a nice game for that too.
Yeah, I mean it's. And what I was gonna say too is what I really want them to do is I think it's Pocket Pair. I really want them, like, I know that there are bugs and they do need to work on that, but like this is one of those things where you have this momentum where people are like, hey, like, yes, there's bugs. It is frustrating, right? But we're enjoying the game. So like you need to fix them, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the number one thing. Like get content out, get things moving, or whatever else, and fix them as you go. Because I think that if they sit there and they take all this time to be like, we got to fix every bug or all these bugs before we do any
What
kind of
I
content,
will say
it's gonna be a
too,
problem.
on top of the bugs, is there's some game-breaking ones, but they have parameters that help them too. Say there's a lot of times upon like server restarts or just even connecting and disconnecting, your character will get like sent under the world, and it is like a pit of just water. And if you don't know, in this game, you lose stamina. So when you're swimming in water, you will eventually drown once that stamina goes out. So
Like those
if
kind of things,
you're-
yes.
if your loot ever gets stuck under the world like mine did, they have beams that shoot up into the sky through the entire world, and you can loot it from anywhere it goes. So
not just that as well. Like the one thing that I did notice is like with my pal that has the explosive, the rocket launchers, it does a stun, but it also like pushes them. And one thing I've noticed is that in a lot of areas, it'll actually push the bosses, or it'll push pals or whatever you're shooting through environments.
Oh,
So
yeah, I've
you'll
had
like
that.
it'll push
Yeah.
it through like a wall, and then you're screwed because there's no way of
Yeah. The other thing
Yeah,
that's I think
that
is
one
really
I don't know if they've got a way around, but I'm just saying they have
Yeah.
parameters that they've thought about these bugs, and while they haven't fixed them, they still have ways that it doesn't just completely screw you over.
It's also the building is, I think, good. I'm actually very, very happy with
Yeah,
the
I
building.
wouldn't
There's,
say- I
I
wouldn't
mean,
say it's
I don't
good.
know.
If you
Comparable to what
really
I
get
play with
into
like
it,
Dead Side and some other shit, like that game, that's fucking
it's
frustrating.
passable, is what
Like,
I'd say.
I don't know.
It's a
I don't
building
mind it.
system.
I don't
It's-
mind it. I am
It's
okay
almost,
with it.
in my opinion, it's almost too simplistic to a fault.
It is 100%.
Because there's when it comes to like verticality and anything to do with collision with walls and other structures, it is very janky.
Well, not
I
just
think
that.
a very quick fix for that in particular would to just be to disable, have a way to disable snapping Even
Yeah.
just something like that would help immensely.
Not just that as well, but like
I
the
didn't mind it.
building system and like the construction system when it comes to pals. Pals have
Oh, yeah, the
one
pals are
hell of a
idiots.
time
Yeah,
trying to fucking
traversing the sheer
traverse it. Yeah,
structures.
they get stuck underneath. They
Yeah.
get stuck underneath like foundations. They'll get stuck in like
They'll clip
walls
through
and shit.
walls. Yeah,
It's rough.
it
Yeah.
is rough.
What I-
and sorry, I wanted to go on further with the pals too, because the whole dynamic of your pals in your base is to pretty much have a well-oiled machine. They're always doing something. They're
constantly
always
going.
they're always like getting more resources, logging, mining, farming, all of that. So that's all supposed to be going on. These pals get very
dumb.
confused, and they're very dumb. They need a better system in place to assign pals, because the only way currently is to manually pick the pal up and chuck them at an assignment, being like a pen or something. And half the time it doesn't recognize it and it just runs off or something like that. They need a whole, like, they need an assignment tab.
Can I
where you
get
can look
a
at the PAL
For
and look
sure.
at the assignment and connect the two, you know, like
Can I-
Oxygen Not Included does that.
can I get like an operations manager pal that will like
Yeah.
Or
tell people what to go
something,
do, like a foreman
you know?
pal that's like, hey man, you go do
Or
this. This is your job.
or just have it to where when you assign a pal to something, they stick to it. Like the
they
AI
stick to
remembers
it.
Well,
because
Yeah,
that was
because once
that
they get
was one of the
hungry and
things
they
that
run
pissed
off
me
and get
off.
food, they
Yeah.
forget what they were doing.
That was
could-
that was one of the things that pissed me off. Is like I would assign a pal to ranching or not
Yeah.
ranching to crafting. He would sit there and craft for like a couple minutes and then get hungry, leave, and then just
Yeah.
never return back to
Oh,
it.
what was
And
I
I'm just
doing?
like,
Yeah,
Okay, I
it's
see
like-
this farming for me. I'll go tend to that.
Honestly, what they could do as well is just as you open up the, whatever it is, like the crafting bench, the fire, you have like the rest, you click on the recipe or whatever you want to make. They should just have like a little spot where you attach the pal and be like, hey, here,
Wherever it might
you're
be.
here to here. Like that.
They need it. They
yeah.
need the out of game, like actual like assignment system, something that you can actually look at and click on instead of just like chucking them at
For
it.
sure.
You
Yeah.
know.
So,
So
but
that's my biggest complaint right now, I think.
yeah, so that's Palworld. That's what we've been playing. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the patch notes. And if you want to join us live, we stream every single Thursday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube as well as on Twitch. Also, if you miss the show, you can always catch us at anchor.fm/prepatch podcast or wherever you listen to your podcast. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the show.